Well, we're back at the Isle of Man Motor Museum with Darren Cunningham. Rather spoiled for choice here. I would really like to do the Toyota Century that's behind, because that's such a fascinating car. But even more fascinating is this unbelievable piece of work from the mid-70s, an American car called the Custom Cloud, which I'd never come across until I came here. What's a Custom Cloud?
So it is a 1975 Chevy Monte Carlo, which has a fiberglass Rolls-Royce-esque front and rear end on it. And it won't really surprise you that they didn't build that many, because Rolls-Royce sued them out of existence.
How many did they make?
I think it was around 20, something like that.
As many as that?
Yes, yes.
And presumably it was relatively pricey.
Yeah, I think it wasn't a cheap car, because you were buying a Monte Carlo and then having a lot of work done to it. Definitely not for its benefit, but done to it.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
No, it's challenging, I tend to say. Yeah.
Challenging, I must admit, when I first saw it, I thought, that's a Stutz. Then I saw the radiator grille and thought, that's not a Stutz. Hadn't seen it before. So Rolls-Royce sued them, unsurprisingly.
Yeah.
And then they just disappeared.
Yes, yeah, and I think there was lawsuits and acrimony and all sorts of things happened. But they had intended to put it into serious production. This exact car was the first one built, and it was on the cover of Car and Driver magazine back in the day. They thought this is the next best thing.
So what's under the hood?
It's just the stock Chevy Monte Carlo running gear on this, which.
Probably 5.7 V8. They're always 5.7 V8.
Yeah. It's a good size V8. We'll go with that.
Yeah. And in a very pretty car. And wasn't there something to do with rear lights and? Yes. What's the rear light story?
So, the rear lights are Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow lights. They just went to Lucas and bought them, and apparently they bought all of them, which put Rolls-Royce in a bit of a sticky situation in terms of building their cars and supplying spares and so on. And I think I've heard that was part of the ending of the lawsuits, and everything was to get that stock and that stash of parts back.
Suddenly Rolls-Royce is a bit more amenable.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'd love to find out what this cost and what else you could have had for the money, because I suspect you could have bought something better, quite tasteful. And this is quite an interesting mascot, which I gather is a bit of a nod to Rolls-Royce.
Yeah, well, originally it did have the Spirit of Ecstasy on there, and again, Rolls-Royce not impressed by that.
Well, there isn't much that does impress with this car, but it is fantastic that you have one, because I suspect that there aren't many of these left.
No, there's very few, and we sometimes display it with our other Rolls-Royce and Bentleys. It's always we try and have fun here as well. Yeah,
because let's face it, I would believe you if you told me this was a genuine crew product.
Yes.
Or maybe not.
Some people might.
Okay, so head over to the Isle of Man Motor Museum, take a look at the Custom Cloud in all its glory and the other 200 cars that are here.